Exactly 100 years ago, a book was written. A book that wasn't just ink on paper. It was poison, slowly seeping into the veins of Europe. That book was Mein Kampf, written by Adolf Hitler. A book filled with hate obsession and a vision for domination. The question is, after 100 years, does this book still influence the world? Let's begin this disturbing journey. In 1924, Adolf Hitler was imprisoned for leading a failed coup, the Beer Hall Putsch. During his time in prison, he began pouring his thoughts onto paper. At that time, no one could have imagined that this book would one day change the course of world history. Mein Kampf, which means my struggle, was a reflection of Hitler's personal ideology. It contained his thoughts on race, his hatred for Jews, and his vision for Germany. The idea of Aryan supremacy, the demonization of Jews, and the dream of rebuilding the German Empire were all laid out clearly page by page. Mein Kampf laid the foundation for Nazi ideology. It became a required reading in schools and military training camps. Every German soldier, every student was handed this book as a guide. Hitler dreamed of a racially pure Europe. This book was his roadmap. The Holocaust, World War II, and the deaths of over 6 million people. All of it was foreshadowed in the pages of Mein Kampf. It was not a prophecy. It was a PLL. Today, Mein Kampf is banned in many countries. In Germany, it was forbidden for decades until 2016, when it was republished with historical annotations. In countries like India and Japan, the book is freely available. Surprisingly, many students read it as a motivational or philosophical guide. But can a dictator's toxic thoughts really be used for motivation? Or have we failed to learn from history? Even in the age of the internet, Mein Kampf still circulates quietly, in digital libraries, classrooms, and among fringe political movements. This is the question historians still debate. Should the book be banned forever? Or should it be read to understand and reject it? Some argue, if you ban it, you give it more power. Let people read and decide for themselves. Others say, it's a seed of hatred and ignorance. Exposing young minds to it is dangerous. Today, Mein Kampf stands as a warning, a reminder of how words can turn into weapons. The fight begins long before the battlefield. It begins with ideas. 100 years have passed. Hitler is dead. The Nazi Empire has crumbled. But Mein Kampf still exists, on bookshelves, on screens. And in some minds, this book was not just a collection of hateful thoughts. It was a mirror of the darkest part of human nature. If we stay silent today, someone else may write another Mein Kampf tomorrow. The real question isn't what Mein Kampf says. The real question is, what have we learned from it? If we look deeper into Mein Kampf, we don't just see a dictator's ambition. We see his fear, his rage, his need to blame others for his failures. Hitler famously said, if you tell a big lie and tell it often enough, people will believe it. This book was not just a political manifesto, it was a propaganda manual. Every chapter promoted victimhood and revenge. He blamed Jews for everything. Germany's economy, culture, and even moral decay. Scarily, this same formula is still used today by some leaders. Blame minorities, fuel public anger, and gain power. Mein Kampf is not a historical relic. It's a playbook that's still being followed by 7. Mein Kampf, conspiracy, or cautionner. Even after a century, Mein Kampf remains a disturbing presence. Is it a blueprint for hate, or is it a lesson the world must remember? What it teaches us is this: ideas can be more dangerous than bombs. Words can cause wars. If we ignore history, we allow it to repeat. Mein Kampf is no longer just about Hitler. It's about us and what we choose to remember or forget, friends. Hitler is gone, but his words still echo in the shadows of our time. Mein Kampf wasn't just a book, it was a warning. And now it's our responsibility to understand that warning and to make sure the next generation never repeats these mistakes. If you found this video informative, like it and share your thoughts in the comments. Should books like Mein Kampf be read or erased from public access? Subscribe for more deep historical breakdowns. In our next episode, we explore the final days of Joseph Stalin. Another tyrant, another twisted legacy. Thank you for watching.